since reclaiming the White House last year. The speech comes as the nation marks the 250th anniversary of America's founding. We now go live to NTD's Washington correspondent Jack Bradley on Capitol Hill. So, Jack, what can we expect from the president's address tonight?
Well, we can certainly expect a lengthy address. President Trump, when he says something like that, we should take him for his word, as he tends to go off script and give long speeches. Now, the State of the Union is the president's opportunity to report on the condition of the nation and lay out legislative priorities before Congress. The president's expected to focus heavily on what the White House is describing as major accomplishments in the economy and immigration. Here's White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt offering a preview earlier today.
I know the president's really looking forward to his address tonight. You're going to hear a speech that is a celebration of 250 years of our nation and our nation's independence. You're going to hear the president share the stories of everyday Americans who have benefited from his policies. You're going to hear the president share tear-jerking stories of American heroes, past and present, who really exemplify what it means to be a patriotic American.
Now, lawmakers from both the House and Senate traditionally attend the State of the Union. However, several Democrats have indicated that they plan to boycott the address by attending alternative programming and not showing up. Or those that do show up will stage a silent protest by withholding applause altogether during the president's remarks. Take a look.
I don't plan on attending, no. I'm not going to sit there and listen to Donald Trump lie and try and say the economy is doing well when everyone I know in San Diego can barely get by.
It's my expectation that members who choose to attend will be there in silent defiance, of course, skeptical of the remarks that the president is going to try to deliver in terms of his spin.
It's shameful that they would boycott an address. We don't do that. Republicans don't do that. It doesn't matter if there's a president from the opposing party. We don't skip out. Our constituents want and need us to be here. Every member of this House represents over 750,000 people. They're disenfranchised if you're not sitting in the seat to be a part of the role and the responsibility of Congress. I think it's shameful.
Now, the president could also address the recent Supreme Court decision that struck down his tariff authority under an emergency order and outline alternative tools to keep those tariffs in place. Now, Trump has used tariffs to bring back domestic manufacturing, stop international wars, and to bring down what he calls unfair tariffs and other trade barriers that countries have had on the U.S. for decades. Congressman Ralph Norman today saying that the administration isn't the only one saying that the Supreme Court's ruling won't impact the rollout of tariffs. Take a look.
President Trump's going to get around it anyway. I mean, when the money that's been brought in and the level playing field that's been established, he'll continue to do that, and he's right in doing it.
Now, another issue to watch for here tonight is if Trump mentions anything new on Iran. The U.S. has deployed its largest aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, to the region, the Mediterranean Sea, as negotiations continue. Now, the administration is calling on Iran to abandon its nuclear enrichment program, with President Trump warning that failure to reach a deal would have some serious consequences. The president may also renew his push for the SAVE Act, which is legislation that would require proof of citizenship to vote in federal elections. And President Trump is also inviting Erica Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk, to be his guest at the State of the Union. Others expected to attend as guests are the men's Olympic hockey team, who just won gold this year, the first in nearly half a century, as well as Claire Lai, the daughter of Jimmy Lai, a pro-democracy advocate, jailed in Hong Kong under the Chinese Communist Party's draconian national security law. Certainly a lot to keep an eye on, Don.
Now, Jack, several members of the public spoke before the Republican Study Committee this morning saying President Trump's policies have benefited them. What did they say exactly?
That's right. Business owners and locally elected sheriffs were among those addressing lawmakers this morning, saying they've seen direct benefits from the president's big, beautiful bill, now law, including the provisions eliminating taxes on tips and overtime pay, and others pointing out sharp declines in crime and drug overdose deaths since President Trump returned to office. Take a look.
Part of the tax bill that's really helped my employees is no tax on overtime. We do encourage our people to come. These are hardworking, family-oriented people, and to reward them with less taxes on their overtime and their hard work is very beneficial.
Joe Biden's first term, we experienced 74 drug overdoses. In 2025, after President Trump took office, we had 14. So in our county, that was historically low. We're off to 1, possibly 2 this year, so it's continuing to decrease.
Since the Trump administration, it's been a lot easier to be in law enforcement. My narcotics guys, they're not getting as easy busts as they used to. So that means it's working.
We have an all-female staff, lots of single moms, single females just starting out, and I'm hearing amazing stories as a lot of them have already filed their taxes and are not paying in this year, are getting a great return.
And while all this is going on, the government remains in a partial shutdown amid a congressional standoff over funding for Homeland Security, particularly over ICE operations. Now, Homeland Security also oversees the TSA and FEMA, among other agencies. So we'll stay tuned to see how the President Trump addresses this tonight. Back to you, Don.
All right, Jack, thank you for keeping us updated. And Senate Minority Leader